Today's going to be a little bit something different. I just finished a run at Duck Creek at the Wetlands. Feel like $1,000,000. I was thinking while I was running how to get better at Jiu-Jitsu. I thought of 5 different ways. So you tell me if I'm missing anything, but I hope you like. Number 1 on the list, and you don't want to take a shortcut on this, is to receive and do your training under a certified black belt at a reputable school with good, safe training partners. So that's the first way, is how to get better at Jiu-Jitsu. It will create a good foundation, and this is not one of the steps you want to skip, because in this day and age, certified Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu schools are all over now. They're easy to get to. It's not like it was 20 years ago. So that's number 1, is do your training and receive your instructions under a certified black belt instructor. The second way to improve your jiu-jitsu is to do your own training. Grab a training partner that's like-minded like yourself and do specific training. So if your mount escapes, I'm going to use that as an example, is one of your hiccups when you're rolling, then specify your own training with your mount escapes. Do your research, do your drills, do your sensitivity training on mount escapes, whatever the case may be. But you want to do your own targeted training, because sometimes when you go to the instructional classes, the instructor sometimes will not have your specific training in mind. So you got to have your own specific training in mind and hone those skills on your own. So if you have a hole in your game, you want to get better at it, you got to go out of your way and do your own training with a cooperative partner and put in your reps that way, and then slowly insert different resistance percentage as your skill goes up, and that's how you're going to get better. And in your hole, you'll fill in that hole and you'll move on to the next one. So the second way to how to get better at your jiu-jitsu is do your own training, your specific targeted training, and that will help you out. Third way to get better at jiu-jitsu. This is the one that I preach a lot. This is the one that not a lot of people do. It takes a little bit of discipline, which is called note-taking. Get a notebook going. And I can't preach enough that it has to be a 3-ring binder with some loose leaves. And start taking notes of the techniques and the drills that you're learning, that you're doing. It's really hard. There's so many different areas of jiu-jitsu, but if you just want to break it down in very basic terms, have 6 different segments. Have mount, offense, guard, offense, and side control offense. Then you reverse it. You go mount, defense, guard, passing, and side control, defense. So at least anything that you learn can somewhat be applied in there. Those are your primary positions. Your secondary positions, like for say neon, can still be either a segue to side control, same thing with scarfold. But getting back to the point I'm trying to get across is get note-taking. Get a binder, start being disciplined and writing things down. It will pay dividends. When you write things down, it just sinks in a little bit better. It may not work for everyone, but that's the third way that I want to preach to you guys to how to get better, is get a 3-ring binder, loose leaves, take some notes, start breaking down, and there is no right or wrong way to write notes. It's just a matter of applying yourself, and it's sort of a way of doing it in your head at the same time. Just a different way to instill everything, the step-by-step approach, and I hope it works for you. Number fourth way to how to get better at jiu-jitsu is watching YouTube videos. YouTube videos is sort of like, especially if it's going to help your targeted training, just having some different perspective on other instructors' point of view, little adjustments. So I guess watching YouTube videos helps you. It's sort of like sort of doing it in your head a little bit. It's sort of like helping with your note taking. It's just another way of, especially if your professor has a YouTube channel, you get to see how they're doing it constantly, and it's just sort of doing extra mental reps, getting different variations, little adjustments that may help your game. So yeah, I just figure I'd throw in number 4 as watching YouTube videos, especially this channel. Here's the 5th way on how to get better at your jiu-jitsu game. And I've actually done this many times. I want to pass this along to you. It may sound silly, but doing it in your head, doing jiu-jitsu in your head. You may be, I don't know, sometimes I'm driving, which maybe I shouldn't say when I'm driving, but if you're just sitting at home, not doing a whole lot, or suntanning, or sitting by the pool, or just maybe even going for a run like I did today, I was thinking about jiu-jitsu. So sometimes just when you're sitting idle, do jiu-jitsu in your head. Think of certain hiccups or problems you've had when you're rolling or training with someone, and then you may find the solution, or you may kind of go, I'm having a hard time with this, or you're just doing reps in your head, honing it. Let me do the opposite of what I'm trying to get across. You definitely just don't want to go to class, do your 1 hour, 60 minutes, or your 90-minute class, and then you leave class, shut off your brain, never think about jiu-jitsu this whole time, and then you go back 2-3 days later and do jiu-jitsu some more. It's like now you're only thinking. I'm not saying jiu-jitsu should overcome your life and that's all it should be in your head, but inserting times when you can do jiu-jitsu in your head, finding out what the problem is, or finding out certain hiccups that people give you, or your certain positions with certain people are frustrating. I've actually solved a few problems by just doing it in my head, and anyways, I just figured I'd point that out as a 5th way. I hope it works for you. So there you have it, folks. 5 different ways on how to get better at jiu-jitsu. I'd like to know from you, which one's your favorite way, which one that was an eye-opener, or have you been doing this all this time? Keep me posted, and I look forward to seeing you in the mat soon.